Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to you all. Peter here, Stamp Collecting Fun, and we're going to have a look at some stamps today, which are in an album that I picked up and I've slightly added to over the last few months. But before we do that, be careful what you give your nearest and dearest. Right, we'll move that and we'll have a look at stamps properly. And I'm looking at the Americas today. So by the Americas I mean that big landmass across the Atlantic Ocean from Europe. So we'll start at the bottom, or it's probably in alphabetical order according to this. But we'll have a look at some stamps. Argentine Republic. Yeah, so some nice stamps here that have been hinged in. They don't seem to be in any particular order, Eva Peron. Lots of characters there. A little bit of a bend here. Yeah. These are nice. A threesome and a twosome. And yeah, those are nice. Do they get a second page? They do, because there must be a lot of stamps coming out of Argentina, and I do have quite a few. This horse one there, 1 peso. 1 peso, and that is 10 cents. So are there 100 cents in a peso, or 100 pesos in 1 cent? I don't know. Eva Peron. Yeah, so those are quite nice. Next country then, Bolivia. So it is alphabetical order. Capital La Paz. It's a republic. Stamps first issued 1866. Correos. So we're looking at the Spanish language here. Centenary of something or other. Revolucion. They love a revolution. A flying plane. Octo. Yeah. Only 3 from Bolivia, not that many. Brazil. Now there's an awful lot of coffee in Brazil, but is there an awful lot of stamps in Brazil? Well, I've got some, but not that many. And they are all the traditional size. I haven't got any of another size, just your sort of denomination type size, even this modern one here. Correio, so in Portuguese there. Yeah, so these are quite nice. Though it's spelt Brazil here, it is Brazil with an S officially. Those are nice. And we have an empty page, which proves that there used to be a lot of Brazil stamps that were available. Not anymore. Chile. Chile, capital, Santiago. Not too many stamps here. 4 have I got? That's nice. 1, 2, 10. Yeah. And again, an empty page, which tells me that possibly when this book came out, when this album came out, Chile was one of the popular places that were dishing out stamps left, right and centre. Colombia, Bogota, it's a republic, issued at first 1859. Colombia, some nice stamps. That's nice. Correos, so again the Spanish language is being used. That's a nice cancel for that double. Mechalin. I may need to look that up. Then we get into something a little bit more modern maybe, as the colour comes through. A very small stamp there. Magyar, so that's a Hungarian stamp. Not sure what that's doing in there. Have to be taken later on. And then we have the Colombian states of, well, I didn't even know they had any. I've heard of Bolivar, but I always thought it's something to do with Bolivia. What do I know? You know, if you know, but if you don't know, then you don't know, do you? Costa Rica, I have 0. Cuba, formerly Spanish colony, independent republic from 1902. Havana, where the best cigars in the world. Population 3.5 mil. Stamps issued 1855. Puerto Rico, again a Spanish colony, ceded to the US in 1898. Population 1.3 mil for cash. Stamps issued. That's interesting. 1873 to 1900, because they then ceded to the US, so they introduced their own stamps. So what have we got here? Cuba. Have I actually got any Puerto Rico? I don't think I have, Cuba. I think we've seen that stamp before. Cuba. I have no Puerto Rico, which is a sad shame and needs to be rectified as soon as possible. Okay, the Danish West Indies. Who even knew that Denmark had possessions in the West Indies? I certainly didn't. Dutch, yes. Curacao and Suriname. Suriname stamp I have here. But Danish, wow. I wonder if it's still there. Dominican Republic, nothing there. Nothing to report. Ecuador, a single stamp. That is all. Quito is the capital of Ecuador. Cinco centavos. I'm probably butchering the language, but that's like 5 cents. French possessions in that neck of the woods. We talked about that stamp in the past. Guadeloupe, Saint-Pierre, which is mentioned there. Saint-Pierre et Miquelon. I'm butchering that. And also, that isn't a stamp, that's just a representation on the page. Guatemala. 2 million. Guatemala Nueva. So the new Guatemala is the capital of Guatemala. Religious type stamp there. Again, the Spanish language is to the fore. It's a lovely stamp there. As is that. Beautiful. Complicated. May 19 something or other. Peso. $5. 5 pesos. $5. Wow. 6. The Republic of Guatemala. Very nice. We go to the next, Haiti and Honduras in alphabetical order. They're not near to each other. I think it's to do with spelling only. Port-au-Prince, we've all heard of that. Honduras, capital is Tegucigalpa. I've never heard of that, and I don't know. I've heard of Honduras, but not that capital. Shame on me. Haiti, 1 stamp only from the 2, nothing from Honduras. This rather nice stamp from Haiti. Yeah. Mexico City. Again, the Spanish language, some nice old stamps. Not that old though. That looks modern. So nothing too spectacular with those. What's this? Yeah, that's nothing. Nicaragua, Managua being the capital. It was a war zone, and I seem to remember back in the 70s it was quite a dangerous place. But got some lovely stamps and also some flower stamps. Lovely. Coyote. Wily Coyote. Nicaragua, sporty, fish. So, very positive. And beautiful stamps coming out of Nicaragua. Turn the page. 2 pages for Nicaragua, but nothing really coming out. Panama and Panama Canal Zone. Well, I did come up on these, and I needed to do some research to discover what actually was going on with these stamps, especially the Canal Zone. So the Republic of Panama, capital being Panama. So very Panamanian here. Peru. Yep, nice. Salvador. Modern stamps. Yes, birds and monkeys and apes and an oldish one there. So it's quite nice. Salvador, capital being San Salvador, and again another page for them which I have failed to. And finally, I think this would be, so there's Venezuela and that, so I don't know how long we've got, but the USA, it seems to be loaded with president stamps and flags and the like. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of pages here. Yes. Nice. If anything jumps out, let me know. Martin Luther King. Yeah. Eisenhower the President. Lincoln. Yeah, so some nice stamps there. 3 pages we're at a minute. Uruguay. Well, I've got 4 stamps. Montevideo being the capital. Quite nice. And only 1 Venezuela, which is this character. Capital of Venezuela being Caracas. And new issues, Americas, none. So that is the Americas section of this Stanley Gibbons Improved Postal Stamp Album. I am adding to it as I discover stamps and fill in gaps. Not gaps in collections as such, but gaps in the page, just to fill the book up. Now, as you can see, it is bloaty. The more you put in, the less the album actually stands together, if that makes sense. Thank you for watching, and make sure you buy your somebody a special present. I'm not sure a stamp does it, but it does it for me anyway. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.